Crown Heights, right now, the New York Times has an obituary for me. No, what I mean is they do obituaries, they have on file obituaries of public figures. And they do that in advance. I'm told you can go down and see it, but I don't know that to be true. So I'm confident, though, that in my obituary, high up in the first graph somewhere will be mention of Crown Heights. I guarantee you. Not Safe Street, Safe City. Not the fact that we spent $47 million to keep each branch library open 6 days a week, which hadn't been done in a quarter century, and we did this at a time when we had little money. But you can believe that Crown Heights will be up there. Crown Heights had its genesis in the death of a young child, Gavin Cato, and the injury to his cousin, struck by a car that was the last vehicle in a convoy for the Rebbe Hasidic community. And this driver fell behind and sped up and went through a red light, lost control of the vehicle, hopped the curb and struck these two children. Rumors spread immediately around the area that the two children had been killed. In fact, one had been killed. Not that that wasn't bad enough. And that the ambulances had come and taken away the whites who were injured and left the children to die. This was not true. This was not true. But this caused people to be stirred up and whatnot. And it was a band of young blacks, I don't know how great in number, but they attacked some Jews, one of whom was Yankel Rosenbaum, a Hasidic student from Australia. He was stabbed more than once, at least 2 wounds. He was taken to the hospital, Kings County. I went to visit him, held his hand, talked to him in the hospital. The doctor said he was going to be all right. But the physicians overlooked a second wound, which the ambulance attendants had noted and had written on the form. But they overlooked this, and he died.
Because of medical negligence.
I would say.
You think, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, but the fashion which, well, I should say that then there was sporadic rioting over several days, 3 days. Not continuous every minute of every hour, but off and on over time. And on one occasion I was out in Crown Heights trying to calm the crowd. They're throwing bricks and bottles and things. And blacks were attacking Jews. And the allegation was that I or high-level police officers gave orders for the cops to let the blacks attack the Jews. This was not true. This did not happen. And but to this day, there are some who refer to it as a pogrom, defined in some texts as a state-sponsored activity. Ed Koch, my predecessor, who I defeated in '89 in the primary, he refers to it as a pogrom. I say to him, Ed, that's not the definition. He said, well, there are other definitions of pogrom, other definitions of this situation, and it could be called a pogrom. It was not a pogrom. People were injured, but it is often characterized as sporadic rioting, or continuous rioting rather, culminating in the death of Yankel Rosenbaum. Didn't happen that way. He was stabbed within the first 2 hours. And so there was a lawsuit brought by Yankel Rosenbaum and Yankel Rosenbaum's family, rather, his brother, and sued me personally, the police commissioner personally, and the city of New York. It took a long time to have what they call the discovery proceedings, where they have depositions and whatnot. And I went through 2 days of public deposition with the lawyer for the family, asking me the most insulting questions imaginable, trying to establish that these allegations were true, and they were not true. Finally, when the discovery proceedings had been concluded, we moved for summary judgment, which is a motion to dismiss because there's no case. And it was granted. Granted as to me and as to Lee Brown. And by now, I'm no longer in office. Giuliani, my successor, is in office, and he then offered $1 million to the family to settle the case, which would have been dismissed had he moved. So it's unfortunate and sad that this circumstance will forever be a stain on our city. But it did not occur the way some said it did, and I'm saddened by the fact that so many people were put upon as they were, and they should not have been. But it was not sanctioned by us. Indeed, we did everything we could to stop it.